So, today I am joined by Kiss FM presenter Sam Darlaston. How you doing, Sam?
I'm all good. A bit cold, but...
Bit cold, you've got a jacket on.
Yeah, exactly. Jacket, blanket, I'm ready.
So, for people that don't know about Rolling With It, it's basically an insight into how creatives are dealing with lockdown and just the whole pandemic in general, and how they're adapting their jobs and their hobbies and stuff to what's going on. So, how is lockdown in the Darlaston household going?
It's good, yeah. So I came back up to the Midlands to see my family for Christmas, and obviously lockdown 3.
Yeah.
So I'm now here till at least mid-Feb. But I can't complain. Like, I love my parents and we have a nice time, but it's just very cold up here. And I was just telling you before, like, where I record now, so this is obviously like my little duvet fort. It's just off the garage. We've got like a double garage. It's basically the outside.
Right.
So I am Baltic every day. Every morning I come down here at 10 for like the meeting with everyone on Microsoft Teams. Obviously that's been a very big tool this year.
Yeah.
I come down for the meeting for that on Kiss and I'm like the coldest one in the room. I've got like 2 mugs of tea, blanket on me.
Have you got fluffy socks on?
Usually they're in the wash.
Oh no!
They were due a wash, and I was like the weekend after this, so I've just had to put 2 pairs of white socks on.
You're getting cold sweats.
Exactly.
So for people that don't follow you on Instagram, you're always up to stuff. Like, you're always doing weird, crazy stuff. Can you explain to the viewers about Toastgate, the burnt toast? What's going on?
That's probably the least up to stuff thing I've ever done. I love that intro. Basically, yeah, since I've come back, my mum. So it was a bit of a running joke when we were kids, me and my brothers, because every day before school we'd be woken up by the smoke alarm. Yeah. Like every single day. She can't cook. She cannot cook. She's great at other things.
We love her, but she can't cook.
She's got her strengths. She does a nice roast dinner, but toast is like the biggest struggle point. And I've explained to her loads of times, the thing on the side is the minutes. Like, stop putting it on 4. And she's like, no, it's the level of toastiness kind of thing.
Toastiness.
I'm like, it's not. But yeah, every day she burns it, and then for like a minute or 2 she's scraping it into the sink, and then she's like, okay, that'll do now. And it's like when a toast is like a bit of burnt here and here.
It's like she's indented. Like, it's like concaving because you've scraped all the good stuff out.
Grab another slice, Ruth. Come on.
Come on, Ruth.
It's become a bit of a tale on Instagram, and people are seeming to enjoy her struggles with that.
So she's got her own little highlight as well now, hasn't she?
She has, yeah. Ruth's toast.
And your dad partakes sometimes as well?
Well, he was actually just scraping it for her.
Oh.
So like she burnt it again that time.
She's got to that level now. She's like, okay, I'm famous. I don't need to be scraping my toast anymore. You can do it for me. That. So, presenting your job, radio presenter, which is sick. How did you get into that? What was your journey? I know everyone's different, but...
Yeah, mine was weird, to be honest. So I studied at uni, acting and presenting, so it's called media performance, and I loved it. But I didn't expect it all to happen as quick as it did. I was still at uni, 2015, I was 21, and I won a competition called the Kiss Chosen One, which is basically like a nationwide presenter search.
To a final 20 at the Academy, and then the final 5. You must be really proud of yourself. You know, we met some amazing people. Those final 5 were really talented. But you know what? I think it's about time we kind of sorted this out, though. Sam, you're our Kiss Chosen One.
Oh my God!
But I didn't have any idea what was going on. So this has been going on for months. People were auditioning in like shopping malls around London, Westfield, and that sort of stuff. And I just my mate was like, oh, I'm applying for this, you should apply. So we all sent videos in our like student house. And then next thing I knew, I got a call saying I was in the top 20. I was like, what?
Already?
Yeah, literally. Wow. Then like it all happened within less than a month, like 3 weeks. Wow. I was top 20, and then you have like a presenter academy day at the studios, and they test how you look, how you sound, how your interview skills are, how you get on with other people. And then it was top 5 where we had to make a funny video, and then I won.
What was your funny video?
So I just sort of knew that everyone would be showing off in a way. Like I knew everyone would be like trying to show their
trying to big themselves up.
And I don't have many. So I was like, I'm just going to do everything I'm bad at. So I went like roller skating, nearly got hit by a car, did like my cooking skills, take after my mum. Like all of that, like I was just showing all the things that I'm bad at. But then I was like, but I've got a cool hamster and I got my hamster in it. Like, I think I interviewed my hamster in Spanish. They're the 2 things that I'm good at.
Wow. Do you still have that hamster now?
No, he's dead as anything.
He's
been
dead.
5 years.
5 years. You've been on KISS for a while then, 5 years.
It'll be 6 years in March.
Wow. So with presenting, obviously people would expect you to be like going into a studio and like it's very hustle and bustle. How have you dealt with having to do shows from home? Has it been like a challenge?
I tell you what, like our boss at KISS, she made it so easy, this whole thing. Like she was so on the ball with it because we had to be really safe, and because our building's quite small compared to the other big radio station buildings, and we share with like all the Bauer companies like Absolute Magic, Kerrang, like they're all in one building, but it's small. So the rules and regs for us were kind of like, you can't be in. And she sort of struck while the iron was hot back in March, and she got everybody a Yeti mic, and there was like software online that's basically identical to what we were using in the studios. And then we just learned how to do it from there. Like there's been times where people have been back in and, you know, some shows are still live from the studios, whereas the rest of us here and there have been doing bits when we've had to. We've been able to work from home, which has been fun, to be fair.
Yeah, so it's been like doable. You've still been able to do what you want to do.
Yeah. Like, there's definitely like elements of it that I really miss, like putting the faders up and like, you know, that whole rush of radio. But because we're doing it almost like live, so we still do the shout outs, we're just a little bit ahead of where we'd normally do it, and obviously we get a couple of attempts at it if we properly mess up, which is good. But yeah, I miss like being in a studio as well. Like I see everyone at the radio stations in their studios, and I'm like,
want to be there.
I want to be there. But it's also nice to just know that like our health hasn't been compromised. Like it sort of makes us feel good because like we come first. It's up to us. If we want to go in, if we wanted to push for it, I'm sure we could, and we have been able to at points. But they've just sort of really made it so easy for us. Taught us how to make all this, like my den.
Wow, I was about to ask you, have you had to like make your own little studio at home?
Literally, yeah. So I have one in London. Oh God, I'm so bougie. I've got one in London.
Got one studio in London, got one here.
So my one in London is at the end of my bed. So I have a bed with like a backboard thing, and it's the only thing I could make into like a small square. So I had to bring my bed into like the middle of my room. And then at the end of my bed, I'm using like the backboard of that. Got I had like hanging lanterns in my room, and I've used them as almost like a tent peg. So I have like sheets going over them like that, and then just all the way around me I'm like caged in. I open and close it with pegs. With pegs. Mine's so much
pegs
more
and
budget.
lanterns.
Some people have proper, like Michael from KISS, he's got like an amazing like wardrobe space that he's converted, he's put lights in it, his sound is amazing.
Wow.
Mine's like 5 out of 10. But I just don't know anymore how to do it. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna blankets, pillows, everything that will soften the sound, and it definitely works. So you can hear that it works.
Well, at least it works. So you also do voiceovers as well for Channel 4 and E4. Have you been able to do those well at home? Like, is that all gone well? And
that's all gone great as well. So I've been using the Yeti mic. Them guys actually gave me a lot of tips on how to make my studio better than it was, because at first it was hit and miss, like my sound. And then some of them are like expert, like really been in the business for a while, know about the sound, and they're like, how about you try this, how about you try that? And all of it worked, and I was like, nice one guys. So they've really helped. That's been nice and easy to do from home as well.
So voiceovers and like radio in general, was it always something you knew you wanted to do before you did the KISS Chosen one? So you said you did like presenting and drama, acting. So was it like more of an acting route you wanted to go down? So
originally I wanted to go to drama school. So I went to drama college, like a college that was specifying in drama. Is that the word? Specialising. That's the one.
Yeah, specialising.
I'm
not the one to ask. Maths, English, no.
I went to a college to do all that, and then I was there for 2 years. I didn't really like it. So then when it came to being 18 and all my mates were going uni, I was like, I kind of want to go uni, but I want to keep doing this kind of thing. And there's not many courses that are aimed at training you in TV or presenting in general, like at uni. There might be more nowadays. This was like 8 years ago or whatever, but there wasn't many. So I found one called Media Performance, and I was like, that sounds fun. So I literally just went on that. It was near London. It was like just outside Luton. So it was like just outside London. And I just thought, I'll give it a crack. So I went for that, and I had the best 3 years there. And then I did actually, funnily enough, my lowest grade. So I got a first.
Aye, nice.
But my lowest grade across the whole 3 years. Guess what it was?
I'm gonna go not harsh and say like a C.
No, not the grade. The unit.
Oh.
It was a C though. It was a C.
It was a C. Okay, I got that right. Unit. What hard like?
No, it wasn't. It was
radio.
Yeah, it was radio.
Stating the obvious.
It was my lowest grade, which I find well funny now. I did like it though. I enjoyed it when I did it, but I did a bit of student radio, and then I just sort of didn't really think about it. Like I knew I wanted to do. It was acting, and then I was like, actually, like during the 3 years, I changed to. I want to be a presenter, and it was like I want to do. So all the stuff I trained for was like TV kind of work, and then radio came along, and I just fell in love with it.
So it was always kind of like destined for you, I guess. I'm a big believer in like everything's meant to happen for a reason. It's like you heard about the Kiss Chosen One, it happened, and it was obviously always in you. So for people that don't know how to get into radio, or it's like a big question, how do I get into radio, how do I get into presenting? And I know there's not one kind of straight route, but from what you've like picked up on throughout the years you've been doing radio, what tips would you give to people wanting to start?
I think like with nowadays, as you were saying, like with being able to work from home and the fact that national radio stations have been doing that, take note of the things that the presenters and the producers from them stations are doing, because you know, like you don't know how long this whole situation is going to last for one, and for two, it means that you can make a demo to that standard. So look at some mics online. Mine's a Yeti mic and it sounds pretty spot on. That's I think they're about 90 quid or something. It just plugs straight into your laptop. Get the software. I use Audacity. I don't even pay for Adobe. I've got Audacity, which is the free one.
Nice.
And that's what I use for like all that sort of stuff. So it's accessible really to anybody. Like save up, get yourself a mic, and then make yourself a demo. Now with a demo, listen to some examples online. Loads of presenters have theirs on SoundCloud, or they have it like just out there ready to send to agents. So you can do a little snoop and find some like some presenters that you look up to, or some people that you think, I could do a similar job to that. And then from that, just build your own demo. And then just don't be afraid, because I'm rubbish at this. I don't message anyone and ask for favours.
Yeah.
At all. It's my worst thing. Like when I'm trying to help my mates, I'm like, hey, could you do this for my friend? And everyone says yes. Like everyone's so nice, usually. Like no one ever really says no. But I just never ask for me. And that's the thing, even at this stage of my career, which is still early stages, but like I still need to get better at that. But just do that. Make sure you're DMing people. You can find producers and that on either LinkedIn, Twitter, Insta, and usually like they'll send you, if you ask for their email address, they'll send you it, or they'll say send something through on here. Not a lot of people would just ignore you.
Yeah. I guess it's opening those doors for yourself, like approach. I feel like I'm quite bad at that. Is like actually approaching people. You're like, I don't want to like annoy you or to seem like I'm harassing or like
That's
nagging.
That's the thing. You're not gonna at that stage. So I remember when I was at uni, I was thinking, like, oh, I'm gonna get an agent, and then bang, they're gonna do everything for me. You're not gonna get an agent at that stage, and if you are, they're probably not gonna be the right agent. They're gonna be the ones that kind of want your money rather than your success, or they're, I don't know. You can get one, but like you'd have to be really good on maybe social media or things like that. But like for actual targeted presenting, and that's the condensed thing you want to do, I think you've got to sort of be self-sufficient for a little bit, and then eventually, once you've got in a position, an agent can help you to another level. But like to begin with, you've almost got to just balls to the wall, just go for it.
Yeah, I feel like presenting is one of those things where you really have to like persist. Like it's like survival of the fittest. If you do not wait it out, it's not going. Oh, my voice. What happened? It's not going to happen because it's just so competitive. There's so many people wanting the same thing.
Yeah, there is, but so many fall by the wayside. I used to hate. So we used to have like people come into uni, and they'd be like, oh, like only two. Oh no, was it college? What in college? Like only like 2% of you will still do this as a career, or like you know, like all this sort of thing. And like they say that then, yeah, fair play. When you're 16, 17, only 2% will. But that's the same if you were like doing any kind of course. Like only 2% will get that exact thing, because well, I don't even know if that's the real stat, but like so many change their mind and they want to go behind. Like behind the camera, and then so many don't even want to do media anymore. So many get married, so many have kids, so many like, you know, like, and you can do that and still be a presenter, but like so many do that and focus on that, and they're like, oh, that was just a phase. People grow out of it. But if you're persistent and you carry on, I think there's always going to be a door that opens. You just can't ever let all these people that say this and this, because usually they're people that it hasn't worked out for, and you just can't let that seep in, because you've got to just remember that you know what you do, you know what you're good at, and don't get lost in looking at other people and seeing their social media followings and all that, because it is all bullshit.
I feel like so many people kind of pick up and like make assumptions on people and how successful they are through their Instagram following, and it is not that at all.
So many people buy their followers.
I was gonna say, you could just go and buy 20,000 followers.
So many people do it. I know people that have done it, and I'm like, oh, it's just really bait. Like, stop doing that. Like, honestly, like, people buy comments. People, like, it's all false. And sooner or later, marketing companies are going to be wise to that. And they might get sent a protein shake and get given 30 quid to sell it online. But if you want to be a presenter, don't worry about that. Don't get caught up in that. Like, followers and people that enjoy you as a presenter will naturally come with you doing what you love and being authentic to you. I feel like people can suss out fakeness very easily. And I hope so. Bought followers, you can literally swipe through and just see all these non-profile pictures. Don't buy followers, don't buy followers. So lockdown 3, what have you got any like new weird hobbies? Are you picking any knitting? What are you doing? I'm not, but I brought my mum, so she hasn't used it. So I got her when lockdown first hit. I ordered my mum and dad loads of games and like things to do, because I knew it was just them two in the house. My brother's moved out.
That's
They're older
cute.
than me, so they moved out years ago. And my mum's got a cross stitch thing that I bought for her, because I thought, oh, she'll love that. Hasn't picked it up. I might just give that a go at some point. I'm also playing a lot of mini games on Snapchat, like not really a lot. If
That's
I'm honest.
niche.
It is niche.
That is niche. Maybe I should start doing that. This is like the most exciting thing I wanted to talk to you about. Can you explain to people watching who don't know about caterpillar, the Spanish caterpillars? The Spanish caterpillars.
Sí,
Go on.
Claro. So basically in the summer last year now, I bought a broccoli. God, I feel like I've said this story so many times, I love it. I bought a broccoli from Tesco. My housemate also bought a broccoli from Tesco. As I was cutting into it, I found a caterpillar. I was like, oh my God, what the hell? It was wrapped.
It's pretty chunky caterpillar, wasn't it?
It was what, chunky?
It was chunky, like, he was quite a big boy.
It was the first one was big, yeah. There was some small, they sort of varied as I found more and more. But yeah, the first one, I opened the wrapper and I was like, what am I going to do? So I kept it, and I kept it as a pet. And I just literally took a picture of it on Instagram, put it on Twitter, like, oh my God. Nothing happened for like a month, like realistically, while I just sort of kept this thread going to myself and my mates. I didn't really think much of it. And then, so yeah, my housemate's caterpillar then had a further 5, broccoli then had a further 5 caterpillars in it. Alive. And I was just cutting it and laughing, like, oh my God, what the hell are we going to do? And they were Spanish caterpillars, so I had to search whether they were like going to be bad for the environment and stuff, but they weren't. They were cabbage whites, so like they're common to the UK anyway. I was like, sweet, keep them. So we made this little house for them. We just used to hang out with them and watch them. They're really cool to keep, because they just sort of move about, and then when you watch them evolve, it's just such a mad process. Like, watch them they do like a little string shot around themselves, hang on to something, and then just go really hard.
Wow.
It's weird. But yeah, then there was another one, so 7 in the end. I ended up raising them, and then once they were butterflies, I started releasing them into the wild, but like whilst keeping the process on Twitter. And it was ridiculous. Like, it got an outrageous amount of traction on Twitter, like millions of views.
Have you got free did you get like compensation from Tesco? Did they give you any like freebies?
They gave me £1.10 for,
oh my days,
for 2 broccolis, and that was fine. I got, it's fine.
You got your £1.10.
Insects in vegetables, it's the kind of thing that you expect. But the whole thing, I was doing interviews for everything. I was on Good Morning America.
What?
I was on Fox News. So that Americans lapped it up. I was on Fox News. I was on BuzzFeed USA. I was doing like the UK, like Mail, Metro, Evening Standard, all this sort of stuff. And I was like, what the hell? are people doing right now? It was like July. It was like pure lockdown behaviour. I was like, everyone's so bored because everyone's like, oh my god, another caterpillar hatches. I'm like, it is what they do.
Yeah,
like, they become
it's a family, guys. It's a family. It's the caterpillar guy from the UK, London. Yeah. He's raising these caterpillars. I
loved it. I read some of the comments. They're like, I love his accent, and I was like, no one in the UK says that about my Midlands accent, so I'll take that from you lot.
I feel like buying some caterpillars now. I bet you can get them on like eBay and stuff.
Some caterpillars?
Yeah. Can you recommend any? Do you know like the different breeds now, or?
Not really. I know there's two that you find on broccoli or what's the other one? Cabbage, and they are either the ones I had, which are caterpillars, or if they hoop, so like if they sort of do that as they walk, they are going to be moths.
Oh.
Yeah,
no,
they're called like hooping.
No, we will release those ones, but keep the butterfly ones. So at the end of every call, I'm going to ask everybody I interview what one bit of advice they'd give to people. I know we've kind of been over advice, but if you're one piece of advice to get into the industry, what would it be?
One bit.
Yeah, so, like a main mantra, I guess.
I guess it would genuinely, I'm not just saying this to be cliche, but just be sweet, be nice, and be yourself. Like, because if you're not being yourself, if you're not naturally sweet and naturally nice, I know some people aren't, I guess, still be yourself, because if you're trying to be something else, it will shine through, especially with presenting, I think. Like, eventually, like, I've had times where I've not felt like I'm doing what I want to be doing, even during, like, you know, the last few years with my job and stuff, and people are like, oh, he's doing so well. But like, there's been times where I feel like I can't be myself as a presenter, whereas like, I feel like over time I've suddenly, especially this year, I've really sort of felt more me. And I think that I wish I could have just bottled that and had it sooner, because it's just so good to be you and be honest with your audience, and they'll notice that. And if they don't like you, then that's fine. There's going to be loads of people that do like you.
There's a place for everyone.
Exactly, yeah. Even if you're really, really annoying, there will be people that like you.
These annoying people. Well, thank you so much for chatting to me. It's been so good to find. I've found out so much about caterpillars, about Yeti mics, everything.
Honestly, yeah. I talk a lot of rubbish. It's fine.
It's been great.